Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Fresmal, and today we're continuing on with Hades. So yeah, I was not feeling the. Well, I felt like I felt better, but then I ended up breaking out into a fever. So I've kind of had even more days off in a row, which is kind of annoying for me. But you know, it is what it is. Let's take the blood-filled vial. Actually, try to get that leveled up, and we're taking the spear this time because that's what we've got to do. So,
If it's bounties I'm after, no need to turn the heat up this high.
let's see what we need to do. So we don't need anything more than that. All foes deal more damage. Jury summon seems fine to upgrade, and that's what we need to do. So heat level 1.
Let's see what happens.
But yeah, so uploads and stuff are leading a little bit off. My fever's finally broken, which is what I had. Which I didn't think I had it, but I apparently did, so... attack spread 3 pattern, so I do that.
Stronger.
But yeah, and I just feel kind of more exhausted. I think I'm feeling better. I mean, I thought I was before, but you know, you can never be too sure. So we'll just have to wait and see.
What lurks in the river Styx?
But yeah. I mean, I know I had a fever because I was sweating buckets constantly, which was not a nice thing, which meant I had plenty of very cold showers trying to control my temperature.
More numbskulls.
And I will say, probably my delirious state with the fever wasn't great either. Meant I got no sleep, practically, but, you know. I think that's the worst thing, is the fact that you end up just then not sleeping because of it.
Lord Ares.
Let's do this.
Know that I admire your Lord Father very much, for his grim work lets me continue mine. I trust that one day you shall settle your dispute.
Attacks inflict doom. Or your dash sends a rift blade. My cast sends a rift blade. I always take the epics rather than anything else. Don't need keys for the moment, we'll take just the darkness. But yeah. Basically, yeah, I have not been feeling the best. But you know, it's the things like that that just end up happening. There's not much you can do about it. You just gotta try and take your time, get better, get the medication, do usual stuff. I mean, I did speak to a doctor over the phone just to confirm, kind of like, yeah, I have a high temperature, and they were like, yeah, just take bed rest, stuff like that.
Nice.
Because I felt sick the first time, and then I thought, okay, the sickness has passed, I should be able to go back, and then no, the fever broke out, and that was it. You know, but I am a wuss, so... Let's do Chaos.
I can take it.
Let's go and see Chaos this time around. But yeah, but it'll be nice to get back into a routine again.
Master Chaos, forebear of the gods, it is an honor to have met you. Please accept this gift.
Seldom do mortals or immortals think of making offerings to me. As I do not expect such token gestures, I am very much amused, and I accept. Have you grown trust in the Olympians for all their generosity? Perhaps you ought to let them know the truth about your journey's goal. They are vain, and think that it is them you seek.
I'll never get out of here if not for their help, but I can't let them know about Mother. She wants to remain hidden from them.
A difficult position to be in, son of Hades. The Olympians may not appreciate being instead. But you can trust that I shall keep your secret. I wish to see how your predicament plays out.
True interest. I can't use my cast, but I have to gain more life. Or we take more damage from traps. Or reduce my total life to gain extra damage on my dash strike. We'll do that. I mean, my cast is the strongest thing at the moment, but like, I'm more happy to kind of take that away. And we just take more life here? Yeah, let's go for a poison. Why not? We can deal with the small stuff quite nicely as well, so it's not like it's that bad. But yeah. So, I am, like, feeling much better than what I was the past couple of days, but...
Gone all to pieces.
Hanging out with Ares, are you, Zag? He's quite the chap. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. And now, I'll give you this.
I would love to pick that up, but my inflicting hangover is fine, actually, on the epic. But yeah, the annoying thing is, like, I always feel bad about being ill and then not being able to function.
Hello, sir.
Let's get these.
Prince, you being serious right now? Is that for me?
You deserve better, Sisyphus. This really isn't much, but maybe it'll help you while away the days, nights, whatever time it is.
So how do you like the surface, hey, Prince Ed? Now that you've finally had a chance to see it for yourself. Not too bad, I hope.
It takes some getting used to, that's for sure. I'm not sure I'll ever grow completely accustomed to it. Do you miss it, sir?
Oh, you know, I still have almost everything that matters, and the rest, it makes for precious memories I didn't have up there.
Bless. I'll take the gold here for the run, because that's the way I'd rather go. Ooh, another upgrade. But yeah, my special having the effect of the poison is nice. I say always take the epic ones. I would have took the heroic, but the problem with that heroic is the fact that I don't like it in comparison to other stuff. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would like to get back into playing some games. I've got other stuff set up at the moment, and
Good enough to eat.
hangover. No, just take the cast upgrade, I think. Or do more poison damage. I like poison damage, but I think upgrading the cast is really good if I can get it to hit enemies. Is that HP? That is HP. We'll take it.
Who dares?
Come and get it.
Weak.
But yeah. You know, your health is something that's important, and you gotta try and learn to make sure you can maintain it properly. And
Now to collect.
I don't really know how I caught the, well, the flu, I guess it is. At least those were all the symptoms of the flu I had. Which is hilarious, considering the fact it's not even flu season for it. But yeah, there are some things that I kind of want to do now I'm feeling better, which hopefully we can get sorted over the weekend, things like that. You know. We'll just have to see. There's only so many things I can do at one time, and I gotta make sure that I recover first before I can do anything else, because, you know, If I don't recover, I'll be in the exact same position again,
Okay.
which is never great. And I guess we'll go this way. Take the mini boss with the gems. But yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to later this month though, because there's so many cool stuff going on that I'm just like
Chaos has been lifted.
really looking forward to. I mean, like the Elden Ring DLC, that's gonna be like just something that's gonna be really good, and I kind of can't wait to kind of set foot into that. There's fish. And they've got some builds I kind of want to run through that as well, which is going to be interesting.
The hellfish.
I think one of my favourite ones at the moment is the
Here's the fee.
ooh, attacks can deflect. Deflect all attacks. My dash can deflect. Actually, my dash probably deflecting is probably really good. Or my attacks are, because we've got such a wide area that them deflecting is going to be so good. And we'll take that. Let's move on. Face a boss down.
Hello. Let me guess. Murder? Murderer, perhaps. One of those two.
But you know. I mean, we'll have to see anyway. Like, I am kind of looking forward to it, so.
Lights out.
We'll just have to find out what's going to be pretty good later. Oh yeah, I forgot I got my cast back. I forgot I had the cast back, which is going to be really good in this small zone. Took way too much damage there at the end, but I'll think about it.
Peace to see.
But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I'm kind of interested in playing at the moment either, though. I mean,
Tisiphone defeated.
let's pick that up because might as well. They're all epics. We'll keep all those 'cause they're quite useful. Oh yeah, gain some life. Why not?
Keep me going.
I'll grab my caster a little bit. We got the money to burn.
Closer to the surface. Got it.
I don't know if my time with Hades 2 has changed how I play this game in comparison. It definitely has an effect on like what I prioritize.
Getting
Is a
more
difference rather than the boons like money, for instance, and like levels as well and abilities. Because beforehand I didn't care about the levels because, like, why would you, right? But yeah, that cast is so devastating. Like, look how much damage it does just by literally going through one person. And if you get it like to just stay one place, then but yeah, I don't really have much to talk about. Like, nothing much has happened for me as such because I've just been not really doing very much, other than just like trying to eat as much as I can do, drink water, you know, stay hydrated, use stuff like that. It is a very disappointing thing when you realise that you just kind of need to make sure that you keep on top of stuff like that. And I guess it's like the most annoying thing for me is the fact that because I live by myself, like I can't rely on anyone else. And like I kind of said this before in another video where it's just like you end up having to be then catch up for all the responsibilities that you weren't able to accomplish because you're ill. And yeah, I've got to do all that now.
Gemstones.
That kind of is worth it.
Want it again? You did not earn this, boy.
There we are.
And then between that, like, is a shot worth it right now? Well, I haven't, like, faced the middle boss, so I don't think so. This shouldn't be, like, the end of it. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Thanatos.
In the name of Hades. Let's see who's better at this, Zagreus. Scared I'll take more of them than you this time.
Oh, absolutely terrified.
But yeah. Just gotta watch out for all this stuff, you know. Oh yeah, he's gonna kill that one, I can't do anything about that.
Got to hold on.
You die next.
There we go, at least we won, so we get 50 HP for that, that's great.
You took down more than I did. You're welcome. Go.
Oh wow, guess we gotta progress him with something after that to get the rest of it. And we guess we'll take the bonus from Dionysus. I wish they like
The
had
badge of death is always here for
some
me.
of the returning characters a bit more in the newer one. You know, so I do feel like sometimes you do miss out on like some of the good stuff because of the change in just like the change of what they decided to do. But it's not like you can really do anything about it. Like, you know, the nostalgia factor is what it is. I'm a big, massive a massive fan of nostalgia things. Stuff that's just kind of like, oh, I remember that. Because I remember like the excitement of like getting particular games and stuff was as a kid was always just awesome. Hangover makes them slower, do more damage while 3 are inflicted by hangover. Do that though, because mass obligation has been a little bit better. Now again, it's epic. Always take epic ones, I think, of, you know, all the rarest thing you can, if they're good.
Here they come.
But yeah. Everything gets deflected. What are we upgrading here? My attack being stronger is always a good thing to have. And as always, we take the events, because the events are things we don't get very often. I do miss the sprint,
She's not
though.
singing.
Thanks, Your Majesty. Though, you're not gonna get in trouble bringing me this stuff, are you?
No, I don't think I can get into more trouble at the moment. May this make your dishes that much more delectable.
What happens now, hun? What I mean is, now you got me thinking about Orpheus again, so what am I supposed to do with that?
Even if you can't be together right now, I hope it feels better knowing how much he cares for you. And I will try to pull some strings like you said. I can't make promises where my father's concerned, but I'll do everything I can.
Well, what can I tell you? Thanks, Your Royal Majesty. That means a lot. No pressure, though. I've been alright without him all this time, and I will be alright no matter what. If only he could say the same.
So true. Next 3 now. Let's upgrade 2 of my boons that I already have. Oh, look at that. Straight into heroic, and that also into heroic as well.
Stay safe.
Kind of wish it was the cast, but you know. It's different how eerie the atmosphere was there, just with like the lack of music.
Ooh,
Dash knocks back foes. Yeah, that's good.
the sea god's might.
I'll pick some HP to heal up. Let's face off against the Hydra.
Bone Hydra, I hope you know this isn't personal, don't you?
Interesting, you can't deflect those. But yeah. But I'm just looking forward to going back and, you know, being productive again, as it were. Because that's the main annoyance I always find with, like, after being ill, is, like, you just felt like you've been useless the whole time. You know, you want to be productive as much as possible. Doesn't help that I'm also kind of lazy as well, but, you know. I don't know, with my cast being this way round, is it better to have the, I was wondering, is it better for me to have the other version of the cast, so I have like 3 of them that can just fire in quick succession to do more burst damage, or have the consistency of being able to like put one out every like so many seconds? It's like one of them will do like a lot of damage, just like to one particular thing. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to go back into work again. And this time it will be. I think what it's probably like 2 separate things, where it's like I was ill once, and then because you were kind of ill, then something else just like took control because you already had a weakened immune system. Maybe, I don't know.
Try a different one.
We take the gold here. I want to upgrade like all the other stuff as well. And one of the ones we should be upgrading is, yeah, distant foes. We'll do that. Yeah, I'll take that. Wish that was permanent, but, you know. And we don't really want to get rid of anything, so.
To the top. Courtesy of the pact.
Yeah, I apologise, I'm not really in much of a talkative mood. It's just, yeah, like, haven't actually been productive in quite some time, which has meant that my usual talks aren't the same. You know, not much has happened. Haven't caught up with anyone else. I had people like checking on me to make sure I was alright. Anything else, you know. You know, suddenly you don't talk to someone for a few days or something like that, people do tend to get worried.
It's just the edge I need.
Attack has more range. Or we can hold to rapidly strike. Nah, take more range, extended jab.
Thanks, Daedalus.
Why not?
I'm rich.
And upgrade again.
Long spears.
But yeah, I would say like I would, you know, talk about all the stuff that I've been up to, but I just generally have not been up to anything really in comparison. You know, my life can be very boring at times. It's not all that exciting. I am always surprised though, like so many people are always so busy sometimes, and I'm like, oh, how are you busy? How do you find time for this sort of stuff? Like, I barely find time to come home, and sometimes even like have time to actually like chill out. You know? Because that is the one thing that I always find that I end up not being able to do, is just relax sometimes. Having that time to yourself where you can do that. Yeah, we speak to him again.
Why was I brought here to be left alone? Although, what is it that you want from me this time?
But, like, I've already haven't used any death defiances,
Thanks,
so.
sir.
Too bad I can't I gotta just like keep talking to them and going through them all. Yeah, let's do a shop, why not? Get like a boon from here. Or do you take more HP? More HP.
I'll take this one.
And then take the gold, because we'll need the gold for like the other shop.
I'll stay dead next time.
Yeah, but I am interested in like what sort of other games people are interested in. Like, there are games that I would love to play, but like I just don't have the specs for on my system to actually play them all the time, or they're not available on consoles that I own, or stuff like that. There are some that I would really like to play. Like, 'cause there are a bunch of friends that I could have played with for stuff which would be nice to have, you know? Like, it would have been nice to get into the whole Helldivers 2 stuff, because, you know, I only heard good things about that game. Obviously, the debacle with it and everything else, with the whole PlayStation account stuff is stupid, and, you know... Like, I don't understand it from a company perspective. Why would you just try and, like, alienate your player base just to try and get their email addresses? Like, it generally can't work out in the way that you think it might. And unfortunately, it's the usual issues with stuff like that. It's the fact that we push back on it now, but eventually it'll just become the norm and everything else. So the increase in pricing of games and stuff, which is part of all the economy side of stuff, but it shows you just how, like, unsustainable something is, especially when we talk about, like, oh yeah, now I can't even afford to do any hobbies anymore. which has a negative feedback loop as well. In both senses of it. So what you end up having is just like, and he goes, okay, so we need to earn more money, so we heighten up the games. And then it's like, okay, so we heighten the games, but we earn more money, but inflation means our money isn't as worth as much. Yeah? So, like, we make record profits and everything else as well. Let's increase the hangover one.
Sharpen my senses.
I'll do the upgrade again as well. More damage output per second is always worthwhile. But yeah, so like a company will sit there, they'll heighten the market prices to like try and earn more money, which they do, but the money isn't worth as much anyway, so technically although they earn more money, they didn't really in comparison, which is the issue with inflation anyway. So it's almost like they didn't really actually earn more money, they just kind of, like number-wise they did, but it isn't worth the same. It's a very silly thing, and this is why I think inflation is a dumb thing. But it's how companies hide that they're kind of doing better, and governments make stuff seem like they're progressing when they're really not. It's like, oh yeah, all our money's suddenly worth more, and then it's like all these companies made record profits and stuff like that, which we can tax them on and everything else as well. Like, to me, it just doesn't seem to make sense in the long term. Take the gems again. I know way like a money expert or anything like that as well. It's just like logically, to me, if I was following it through, it doesn't seem to make sense in the way that you'd think it would. So like, you know, all these companies say they're getting record profits and everything else, and obviously yeah, they're doing it by sucking off staff and everything else, but in most cases. But the other side of that is, well, okay, if you've earned like an extra, you know, £1,000, let's say, or $1,000, which, you know, your regional equivalent. Like, how much more does that actually get you? And then you find out due to inflation, you know, oh yeah, that money isn't actually worth. That £1,000 is not actually kept up with inflation. So yes, you've earned record profits, but you've actually suffered a loss as a business. You know. Just due to the way that the inflation change works. Pick those up.
Colourful.
And this is what I mean by like stuff always seems to get hidden away with certain companies and everything else. Well, especially certain industries at the moment. I think they're getting worse and worse. Yeah, we'll upgrade that. What's he going to give me? Knock away effects, deal bonus damage to bosses. Yeah, that's great. Let's face off against the delinquent duo. All seen a smoke.
Challenger. Upon my word, the fiend again darkens these halls. Alas, Asterius, it seems I was mistaken, and he hasn't learned his lesson after all.
And what's this lesson that I ought to have learned? Is it to always slay you first, since you're so damn insufferable all the time?
Your lesson, monster, is to never, ever take up arms against those favored by the gods themselves. You shall never see the light of day as I once did. No offense, Asterius. Stand and fight!
But yeah. And like they also got like the vicious cycle of it, so if they heighten up price and people aren't happy with them, yeah. What ends up happening is then more people don't buy the product, so in like longer terms they haven't actually made more money. You know, that version of whole events and stuff. Oh, I'm taking way too much damage now.
Have you anything to say for yourself, demon, before I slay you once again?
Oh, he's going to his...
Oh, Goddess Demeter, I must have your support.
Which side is she on?
So yeah, so then you have... Oh, I ain't going to take a Death Defiance to use something like that. That's going to be annoying.
The adoration of the crowd.
I try to do as much damage to him as I can, but... Yeah, I knew it was going to happen eventually.
Not so fast.
I'm just going to try and burst him down. I'll waste the Death Defiance if I can. There we go.
See that, bullman?
But yeah, so like, they'll end up, I thought I dodged that. This goes my second one. But yeah, like, so like industries will then obviously bring their prices up more because they've lost customer bases because of their price hike in the first place, which means that they end up and then kind of just like bringing up prices even more. I swear I dodged that. Which means that they don't actually earn any more money from it, which then they also means that it also eliminates people kind of like actually making profits on what they end up doing. Which then, you know, because the price hike alienates more people from the pricing, which just keeps going on and on and on until eventually no one can afford the luxuries. You gotta remember, like, in every industry, especially the gaming industry at the moment, like, the price of games is a luxury choice. It's not a necessity, so you don't really want to hike it up too much.
Must I send Cerberus to block your path again?
Could pick that up, but no, we want to take this because I've been an idiot.
Not enough coin.
No, okay, not that.
So close.
Because the price hiking of everything else is just going to mean that people can't afford to play games, will be very selective about the games they want to be playing. And the more and more this keeps happening, the kind of the worse it's going to be for a lot of gaming companies, which even now, like, there are good ones that are just like going under after they make really good games because the studios just can't afford to keep them. And it's a real shame. Like, genuinely is a real shame. Let's go with this way first. So I don't really know, like, if games will be a consistent thing going forwards for people to, like, just play, you know? I think they might be like a luxury for people that can only afford to be able to do it and have that disposable income. And then eventually it'll be like, you know, the rest of us owning like 3 generations of consoles ago because that was the thing that we could afford. You know? You know, I can't wait for stuff to go on discount so I can actually afford to play it. And you joke, like I might joke about it now, but genuinely there are people out there right now that have to, will scrimp and save to try and get the things they want, but will wait for them to be on discount because that's the only way they can afford them. You know, I myself am kind of one of those people. I might not be in the same sort of state as scrimping and saving every last penny, but you know, I do think about which games I want to buy before I buy them, and I've got to think about my own monthly budget and stuff like that, plus savings I want to get through as well. But
just a bit longer.
you know. Ah, I got poisoned. And this room was terrible for me. Like, the amount of control this room has just over my positioning is insane.
Hello, Lord Ares.
Yeah, we'll take that for now.
The war is on.
It's better than nothing. Swap one for another, for two different ones. But it's a random one, I get two random ones back.
I can use this.
I'll think about that. I will think about that. Take the money then. Let's go. But yeah, I do kind of wonder on like the people that make decisions on like the pricing of games, because I know like other ones are just going to try and put them up to whatever price they can afford, people will pay. Which, you know,
Let's see here.
let's do that there. Which in certain games people will still pay it because of the notoriety with that particular publisher, or because of that particular game is just worth it. Which is not going to go down very well in long term. You know, just pointing it out to people. Because like when one company starts doing it, the rest start doing it, and they're always trying to push out the boat as much as they can do because they do it every single time. And you know, like the always having like a PSN account for the PlayStation Network. Like, okay, yeah, like they stopped it on one game, but they went straight did it to another one. You know, and how many different ones they're going to keep doing that to, you know? And like, if it doesn't work with that next one, I think it's God of War that requires it, that connection now
Enough.
for the PC, and it's just like, well,
You must be hungry, huh?
really alienate your customer base there. Yeah, we'll swap two there. I lose the triple drive, I get branching skewer and quick spin. Breaching skewer, branching. I read that completely wrong. That's fine, because like the triple stab didn't really do very much in the long term.
Compels the multi-headed hound to let him pass.
Thank you, boy.
Kind of weird we have to fight him in the second one though, but I guess it makes sense as well from a story perspective. Although I do swear that the boss fights in the newer one have way too much HP.
Crisp, cold air.
Where I think there's like particular builds viable and other ones not.
I must admit to something, boy. Achilles taught you reasonably well. I expected that if anyone could train you into martial competence, it would be him.
Though you didn't expect that one day I would end up using everything I learned from him against you.
I anticipate more than you know. But Achilles merely practiced against mortals. Now you practice against me.
That sounds like someone salty they're losing.
Darkness.
Really? I hate that invisibility attack, it's so annoying.
Darkness. Do you feel your blood beginning to boil?
Yeah, I'm taking way too much damage already.
Darkness. Observe.
Yeah, I don't think this fight's going to go very well. I just don't have the DPS output I want. And even if I had, like, the DPS output, I don't think there'd be much I could do about it. Excuse me for a moment. I swear, all he's doing is just that invisibility and then the skull attack every single time. But yeah, I can see that they like the armor issues were already visible in this game that I was kind of moaning about. You'd be surprised like how much they're a problem, just like how much armor something has. I would really wish that dealt with it in one go.
Darkness.
There we go. First Death Defiance down.
Death is inescapable. Darkness.
I know where you are.
Do I?
You brought this on yourself. Darkness.
I'm having to really play like this one in a, a very particular fashion. This is a lot of hard work. Ah, I took hit that. Put that one on.
I shall be right back.
But yeah, I don't know.
Darkness.
There's just a lot of stuff with like companies that just have always been shady, and they seem to make all the problems like worse because of it. There we go. Into the next phase then.
We're not finished. Now this. Let's have it out then, boy.
But yeah, I just wonder like kind of like what the future holds for most of these industries and stuff. Because they are going to be like very particular about sort of like what their profit margins are, if they're actually having any success with the stuff they want. You know? And I just don't see how like some of these companies are going to think they're still having successes with like people just like either deciding that they just don't want to play their games anymore. Obviously there are always the usual ones that will stay around. That did not go down well. But yeah, I do wonder what their plans are. Like, do they really think that people just will continue to buy their games at ridiculous prices? Because what they're thinking now, is it $80 or, you know, equivalents as such? Which I don't think is going to go down very well with a lot of people in the end. But yeah, this is a fight and a half that I'm having to stick with here. Oh. I'm gonna get like the stacks on him, that's fine still. If I can get like some DOT stacks over time, then we're still doing good. There we go, I think it was going to happen eventually.
Scary cower. Oh, what?
This is not good.
Blasted little.
Like, nah, that won't go the way I wanted it to. I have a feeling I'm about to make like a huge mistake in a moment. Oh, there we go.
How? How is this possible? That this...
Oh, that was a hard-fought fight, that one.
In the name of someone very sore right now.
Like, genuinely. Yeah, that was difficult. But we did it. We did it. Like, all the way through the game, like, the build was fine, just until you face the final boss and something like, yeah, you do no damage, and yeah, like, it showed on the second against, Asterius and Artorias.
The sun.
Oh, it's you.
I'm here, Mother.
Of everything down in that gloomy house, I miss old Cerberus the most, I think. But I miss other things as well. The lack of light was gentler on my skin, not being as cold. And Nyx and her young sons. It was all very odd, but...
Mother, in Father's bedchambers. Mind you, there's almost nothing there, just neatly sorted rows of all his samey capes. But on his nightstand is a portrait of you, wearing a regal crown of red laurels. A queen. His queen.
I was fitted for those garments when I first arrived. They were not my customary style. So Hades has a portrait of me still. Why would he put it back on display now?
No, he's never let anybody in his bedchambers. I broke in, don't you see? He didn't put your portrait back on display. It's always been there, ever since you left. So, Mother, why do you suppose he would do that?
Because he loves me still. Is that what you want me to say?
Well, duh.
Have you ever loved him yourself?
All I really wanted was to leave Olympus. I didn't exactly abscond. I doubt I had much of a choice, but I went willingly. Perhaps Zeus knew how I felt, and thought he was doing me a favor. As for Hades, I grew to love him, yes. He always gave me my space.
Won't you please talk to him? Or visit Cerberus again, or Nyx? As for Olympus, surely all of you can figure something out.
I just don't know, my son. Olympus is behind me. In the underworld. I cannot imagine I would be very welcome there after all this time.
Yeah, you will be.
But you are the queen.
We are getting closer to the end.
Yeah, you are the queen.
Okay, let's do some general housekeeping.
You're bound to my domain, boy.
Father, have you ever considered that Orpheus might be much better as a court musician if you permitted him to see his muse again?
I have considered many possibilities, boy. And I trust Orpheus considered many possibilities before he signed away his rights to see his so-called muse when once he invaded my realm.
So you're forcing him to stay here for eternity just because he signed a contract with you?
Contracts with me are binding, until such time as they dig themselves out of the archives and tear themselves up. And I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Well, thanks for telling me.
Who knows? They might surprise you.
Hey, lad.
Achilles, I ran into Meg's sisters out there. We didn't really hit it off. Meg said they're not permitted in the house. Not that I'm complaining, but what's that about?
They have not earned the right, lad, nor expressed any desire to exist here with the rest of us. Your father has assigned them to specific roles that suit their dispositions. They're not as sensible as Megara, in my experience.
That's what I was afraid of. Although fear is for the weak. Dusa, there is something you should know about me. Me and Nyx, that is. She's not my real mother. My real mother's called Persephone. She's out there somewhere. On the surface. That's why I left. Wait, just a moment. Are you laughing?
No, it's just, I'm really sorry. I can't help it. I, didn't want to interrupt because I kind of knew all that already. Meaning, I had heard about it. Everybody talks from time to time. But I just really hope you find her soon.
I trust you not to mention this to everybody in the house, but I have. Found her, that is. I'm trying to figure out what happens next. Can't really talk about it yet, so bear with me.
Whoa, that is exciting. What's she really like? Is she tall? Does she have her eyes? Where does she live? What does she do? Does she have a job? What color is her hair? Is she, is she with anybody?
Dusa, I just can't right now.
That's always hilarious.
Oh, hello.
Orpheus, you said that it was one of life's injustices that Eurydice doesn't get her fair share of the credit for the songs she wrote. Isn't there something we can do?
Why, I don't know, my friend. Once people set their minds to certain things, it can be difficult to show them other possibilities exist. What's to be done?
I don't know. Tell them they're wrong? Politely, perhaps not. Or tell them what's right. Get the word out about what's right? Can't we do that?
Get the word out. But I am court musician of this house. My songs no longer reach too many ears. Although, I do suppose all of these shades about, they are my audience as well. I shall make certain that they know whose songs I sing.
Then word will spread. I'm sure of it. Father loved her, didn't he? Mother, I mean. Faith like that. He's just stubborn enough to hold on to the idea of her, isn't he? Though what she saw in him, I'm not sure.
Your father was different with Persephone, to some extent. He has always been as you know him, yet her lightness, it affected even him, I think. And he knows that he was better with her than without.
Sounds like a lot of pressure on Mother to fix all his failings. But it sounds as though she cared for him as well. And you and Cerberus. She said she misses you.
She did she?
Yep, that is true. What can I do here? I can't do anything with the get the gemstones. I would love to though, but
here's the catch of the day. Or night.
Trade it in the fish. Keep the gems, I think, for now, unless you want to buy anything from here. Ooh, we could keep going.
Contractor, I have another job. Should help make my messy chambers even messier.
What is that even supposed to be?
There we go, we've upgraded that as well. Why not? Upgrade all the little intricacies.
What do you know, this came true.
And nope, got not enough darkness to do that. So there we go.
Should liven things a bit.
All the infernal arms kind of put up there, the old ones. Nunchucks and everything else. But yeah, looks like we're doing the Erebus run. But yeah, so again,
long way to go. I think I'm ready.
If you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.